The Coast Guard just busted a boat full of 20 Chinese and Mexican illegals in the Pacific.
The first person inside the tarp is going to be the master. They just climbed underneath. It's going to be the first person in front of the helm is the master.
Migrant criminals are getting shackled and shipped out. Liberals don't like seeing cuffs, I know, but they're necessary.
Oh, we might be saved by like the most unexpected group of people. Do you know who Trump's trying to declare war on? The cartel. Oh, please do. Please do. Fuck around and find out.
I'm taking a video, bro. I got pictures. Fuck.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
And this is the nonsense that liberals are never going to admit to. These are the people that we say need to get deported immediately. Not the people that came in the right way and went through the port of entry. The people that smuggled themselves or got smuggled into this country, like you see right here.
Hi, my name is Kirsten, and I'm marching for our democracy.
Yeah, so what has Donald Trump done that threatens democracy, you think?
Everything. I mean, he's going against the LGBTQ plus community, which is what I'm a part of. He's going against my immigrant neighbors. He's going against the other teachers and like our safety in the schools, everything.
So tell me what rights you think have been threatened.
My rights to do this, my voting rights, my rights to protect the people as a teacher. Like if ICE comes into my school, I'm not giving my kids up. I think our rights to have a full democracy is being.
So you're a teacher?
I'm a teacher. Yep.
Oh my God.
I mean, you said your rights to do this, right to protest?
Yeah.
Rights that have been threatened.
Speech, freedom of speech. He's trying to go after the First Amendment, and that's just not it. That's just not it.
How so? How does he go after the First Amendment?
I mean, that's part of Project 2025. He doesn't want us to be able to do things like this. And
you remember he was kicked off social media platforms. Don't you think he has sympathy towards being banned?
No. I don't think he has sympathy for anything. Yeah, I don't think he has sympathy. I think he's a psychopath. I think he doesn't have sympathy for anybody.
Donald Trump's a psychopath.
So, yeah, I really do think so.
You want public execution of Donald Trump and Elon Musk?
Yes, please.
You see that, right? Calling him a psychopath, but look at the
Sympathy for anybody.
poster. Look at the poster here that pops up. I'm going to pause it right now. Off with their heads. And Donald Trump is the psychopath. My goodness. But that's your modern day left-wing teacher right there, right? That's who is educating the kids.
You're also the highest ranking gay member of the cabinet. Is there history there?
Well, I think I'm actually the highest ranking openly gay official in U.S. history.
That's true.
U.S. history, but what's important to me is it's coincident, not causal. Yeah. President Trump, I believe, picked me because he believed I was the best person for the job, not because people with green eyes are better Treasury secretaries, not because of sexual preference. So, it's a different way of looking at the world.
Basically, it's what you've been talking about, merit-based. And we were talking about the history. It's a merit-based thing.
Yeah, look, President Trump, I think, is a symbol of one of the greatest, maybe the greatest cabinet of all time. And we're here to help him push through his agenda. And central to his agenda is the economy and national security. And a lot of that goes on in this building.
Are you gay?
Yeah.
A lot or a little bit?
A lot.
Me too. I love to see it. Who did you vote for?
Kamala Harris.
I think a lot of people here did. Are you afraid of Trump being in office? Do you think you're going to lose rights?
Sort of for my rights as a queer person, but definitely for my rights as a woman.
What rights specifically are you afraid to lose under Trump?
I know that he's talked about protecting like gay marriage. It's also just kind of like waiting to see just what happens. Just like the right to have children, personal rights almost, not like legal ones, but just how people view me and how people would view my family if I decided to have one.
I feel like that's never going to change no matter who's in office. Like people are always going to, people have the right to be assholes. You have to stand up on your own 2 feet and be like, I'm going to have my family and I'm going to be a lesbian and be be proud about it.
I mean, I agree, like, it's always going to be like that. I do think sometimes whoever is in charge and kind of the views of the people that follow them can get either stronger or lighter depending on who's in office.
This might be the smartest interview I've done all day. It's the first one, but I have a feeling not that many people are going to be as intelligent as you are, so I'm very proud of you for that.
Yeah, so if that's the smartest person that you've talked to all day, then I feel sorry for you because that person is not smart. They're brainwashed. She's indoctrinated. He's not going to take away any of her rights as a woman, as a black woman, as a gay woman, as whatever, right? Whatever victimhood identity that you like to place on yourself. Nobody's taking that away from you.
White men like Trump need to be banished. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. We're on the verge of a race war. We have no choice now to get Trump out of there. I'm saying you can say what you want about Biden.
They gave us Senator Harris as the VP. I mean, those are some of the things we were asking for. Black agenda could be way stronger.
Yes. Right now, let's stay focused on Trump. People don't really know me. I'm a black nationalist. They trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level. It's not easy. It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still treat us like niggas. We are a people that have been abused the most. And we got to start biting their legs off.
That's right.
So we got to, number one, Trump got to go. Because these older cats that's running for office, these white-haired older cats, they about to be dead.
Sound to me like you think we're on the verge of a civil war.
If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. America messed up. They flooded the hood with guns. So I don't know this notion of we don't have guns.
They plotted to kidnap the governor of Michigan. White supremacists. So that what you're saying is true. Yes, it's going to be violent. There's going to be problems, and he's stirring it up. Biden's decision to pick Kamala Harris as his running mate.
It was a historic, beautiful day. You know, and just having 3 girls and having them be able to witness that is great. It pushed me, it moved me. You know, black women have, you know, got us to this point. To see him recognize that, I started feeling a little bit better. I think we all did start to feel a little bit better. And it's helpful that we will have her in there because we need to keep her and him accountable. And at least we have, somebody that we could dialogue with, somebody that we could relate to. This is a new Negro. And that new Negro, that new black person is not scared, is not fearful. They're not afraid to die. They understand that this is life and that violence has to be an option. What will give us some time to really step into the momentum of the unity and love is let's get Trump out of office. If Trump's in office, there's going to be bloodshed.
Well, then you're going to have Trump's supporters who pissed off that he's not in there no more. So they're going to get buck regardless.
Yeah, if they get buck.
We got enough.
No, if they get buck, I wish they were. They get buck, we're going to eat their arms off. We're not going to keep on playing with these people.
What will your legacy be?
My legacy will be that I played my part.
Word. I'm riding with you, King.
All right.
Yeah, your legacy is definitely you playing your part. And we cannot wait to find out the role that you played in whatever you were involved in, right? This interview aged so freaking well. But this is why you don't take any political advice from any celebrity whatsoever. They are so completely out of touch. Just like Kamala had people like Oprah Winfrey and Beyonce and all of these other celebrities endorsing her by paying them. That just shows you exactly who these people, what side these people are on. 100%. You can't trust them at all.
He right now has a 53% approval rating. It's higher than it's ever been. 70% believe that he's fulfilling his promises, and 45% believe Democrats should be more moderate. What do you take away? I think there's a lot to make of those numbers. What's your takeaway from that?
My takeaway is just like the election. We've got to do better at education. People don't understand, but you will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away. You you will understand as planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't loud and ridiculous, and maybe Sleepy Joe is what we wanted because we could at least sleep at night.
Yeah, that's the truth. Amen, child.
Yeah, so basically she just called the American people dumb. That's basically what she just said. They're not educated enough. They voted based on misinformation. Is what these people love to claim. God, they don't even understand how insulting and condescending they sound. They're so out of touch. But you're going to see Jasmine Crockett a lot more. I guarantee you that, because the Democrats are, in my opinion, trying to push her as one of the next leaders of the Democratic Party. And if that's the case, if this is who they believe is going to take them to the next level, they're in for a rude awakening. They're not going to ever win an election in a long time. Decades.
I just got into Washington, D.C. I had to see it for myself to believe it. USAID is no more. Check it out. There we go. Got the duct tape. Got the doors all closed off. Got everything all blacked out up there. Had to see it to believe it. Man, destroy the idols of the conquered church, right? Right? Desecrate their idols. Look at this. There it is. Blacked out. It's gone. Dude. And now, you know who's taking it over is USCB. So that's amazing. This is a building called the Reagan Building. It's a beautiful building, and it's here, ladies and gentlemen, or it's not here actually. The consequences of Doge. They're not effing around. I encourage you to come here. Probably the #1 selfie spot in all of Washington.
Trump's been president for about a month now. Do you think that he's making America great or worse?
Terrible.
Terrible. And he's done a lot of things in the last month. Is there anything in particular that you can say, okay, this is making America worse?
I feel like everything in office that he's done, I don't think he's done anything beneficial. It's taking away the funding for literally everything. People that live off, survive off benefits from welfare, taking away those benefits.
Can I ask you, has he done any of that, like taking benefits away from SNAP, for example, or Medicare or Medicaid?
He put a pause on it.
On Medicaid and Social Security services and SNAP?
He put on the pause for the SNAP benefits. It was other benefits as well. I don't remember the whole list.
In reality, the SNAP program still exists. There's no federal freeze right now on any federal programs that are necessary for Americans. There's a freeze on foreign aid, specifically by an organization called USAID, that, sends $2.2 million of your taxpayer money to Colombia to subsidize drag queen shows. Do you think that's good for your friend or for yourself to do that kind of stuff? No, right? Would you rather that $2.2 million be invested in American organizations that can benefit you and your friends?
Yes.
That's actually what is happening right now. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now that SNAP and all these various American necessary programs have been cut, but that hasn't happened.
And this is the hypocritical part about this, is that we all know per capita that more black people are on government assistance, government welfare. But the left will make the argument trying to debunk that fact and say, well, more white people are on benefits, welfare, right? Because they don't know how per capita works. But if that's the case, right, if that's what they believe is that more white people are on welfare, then how is it racist that Donald Trump is getting rid of these benefits if it's white people that are going to be affected the most? Right? Because that's the argument they've made. Oh, well, more white people are on benefits. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at just the raw numbers, that's true. But per capita, that's not. But sure, okay, yeah, you got it. More white people are on SNAP benefits. So if he's discontinuing these benefits, I mean, how is he targeting black people? How is that racist towards black people? It doesn't make any sense. It's not logically consistent.
Here's a thing to think about. Everything seems off, right? Just everything is off. We know it's off. Something is well, it's a shit show. We got a shit show going on. And I've been going to the protests, and I've been protesting. I have not seen any counter protests here in Oklahoma, the reddest of red states, the state where dum-dums have been driving around with their stupid fucking flags on the backs of their trucks, the balls attached to the bottom. This is crazy. It's stupid. But I haven't seen one of those people. Not one. That's weird. It's weird, right? I mean, I think there's been some in some of the other markets, kind of, but even that hasn't been all that much. I don't know. Weigh in. What you got?
Well, let me weigh in for you. We don't have anything to protest against. What are we out there protesting for? Just to protest against you guys protesting? We're getting everything that we asked for. We're getting everything that we voted for. We don't have no reason whatsoever to go out there and protest and boo whine and cry like you guys are doing right now. Like, no reason whatsoever. And why would we go out there and protest just to protest against you guys? It doesn't make any sense. That's counterproductive. That's what you guys are good at doing. Like, for example, with the Democrats. They're out there just protesting everything Donald Trump is doing, just to protest against him because they just don't like him. And that's what they expect from us, is us to be out there protesting against them just because we don't like them being out there. That's not how we work. We protest for a cause. We protest for a reason, not just because of Trump derangement or Democrat derangement. It's just not how we work.
Replacing Joe Biden with Kamala Harris is like changing your shirt because you shit your pants. You didn't fix anything. I still can smell you.
Shit, I don't know about y'all. Any man out here that can sit down with me and tell me where the fuck my money is going, and he can show me that my money is not going in the right places, is not my fucking enemy, bruh. He is not my enemy. He's trying to put me on game. You feel me? Stop talking about race. It's not a race thing. It's them motherfuckers against all us. People, they will lock you up if you don't file your fucking taxes. Basically, they're saying, you're gonna give us your fucking money, motherfucker, and we're gonna go buy condoms. We're gonna go get some coffee goddamn cups for our employees who's at home. If you don't give us our money, we're gonna lock you up, motherfucker. Why ain't y'all people living? Why ain't nobody living? I know I ain't the only one. Walk around this motherfucker living.
Well, I can tell you why. I can tell you exactly why. Because people don't understand what's going on. The media, the Democrats and the left have spun Doge to mean exactly what it's not. They're basically telling people that Doge is getting into your personal accounts, your personal spending, your personal taxes, and how you're basically spending your own personal money. And that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. He's actually telling us what they're doing with our money that we've handed over, that we no longer have control over. He's telling us, hey, you've paid into this, and here are the things that these people are spending your money on. Which is great, which is what we want to know. This doesn't have anything to do with our own personal spending and our own personal tax filings and, income returns and all that. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with that. He's just letting us know, hey, you paid these much in taxes, and this is what they're doing with your money. Anybody that has a problem with that is silly. It's absolutely silly.
And saving taxpayers billions and billions of dollars every single day. And there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt, which is, if you look at value, if it were a real estate balance sheet, the debt is tiny, but we still want to pay it down. Doesn't matter.
There need to be Democrats who walk the walk and talk the talk. There is an insane amount of hypocrisy, and the hypocrisy is what gets exploited to use the cynicism. And wherever there's a hypocritical window, for example, I think one of the most biggest examples of this is insider trading in Congress. Like,
dude, I don't know if do I give snaps? I don't know what the kids do anymore, but like, dude,
it is
that's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, like and this is the thing. It's like people think that everyday people are stupid. I'm like, do you all really think that people don't see this shit? Like,
they sit on a committee, they get information about a drug or a contract or a thing. They immediately make a call. The stockbroker changes things and their portfolio swells.
Explodes. It explodes.
What are we doing?
And you're doing this on public trust.
Right.
On like taxpayer finance, public, facilities. Like of course.
You're regulating the market that you're trading on.
Exactly. And
you
like
run the casino.
And then we're supposed to act like money only corrupts Republicans? Give me a fucking break.
Damn, I hate to say I agree with AOC. But hey, that's just how things work. We're not deranged. We just don't hate these people just for no reason. We just hate their ideas and their policies. And when there is something that we can agree on, when there's something that's, of a common ground, then hey, we should be able to admit that. And this is one of those things that I agree is that politicians should not be able to trade individual stocks. I mean, it's just as corrupt as it can get.
Congressman, hold on. I want to go to this question because, again, it's not a question of whether waste should be rooted out of the government. So many people agree with that. But now we're seeing it's the way it's being done. The government is trying to claw back several employees who oversaw nuclear weapons after they were fired. They realized, oh, we made a mistake. We need these staffers who oversee nuclear weapons. A professor at the University of Maryland, Don Kettle, who specializes in civil service, told the Washington Post that, yes, the government is likely full of wasteful bloat, but said a clumsy fix is worse than no fix at all, saying it's like going to a meat market, getting a piece of steak and trying to cut out the fat with a sledgehammer. That would only make a mess of the meat. Do you think, Congressman, that is a fair point, that the way this is being done is clumsy rather than methodical?
Again, you're upset about you're attacking the message carrier, not the results. You talk about nuclear secrets. You had a person who was in charge of nuclear secrets, a man who dressed up as a woman, would go into the airport and steal women's luggage, was overseeing those nuclear secrets under the Biden administration. And I never heard y'all say a peep about that. Again, man,
I don't know anything about that. I'll be transparent.
Elon Musk.
Wow. Why does she not know anything about that? That's crazy. This dude was a criminal. He did it multiple times. She doesn't know anything about that because she doesn't push. She only pushes Democrat talking points, Democrat propaganda. Right? She doesn't. Oh my God, she doesn't know about this. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. As a journalist, you don't know anything about this. What?
Well, you need to look it up. It's
Okay.
It's all over the internet. It's all over. He was uncharged.
But the question is, this is unrelated to the
that
people
are
overseeing
raising
nuclear
funds.
weapons being fired. And Elon Musk himself said, we're moving so fast, of course there will be mistakes. The question is, some of these mistakes are really high stakes. Accidentally firing people overseeing
Ma'am,
nuclear weapons. Do you see that point?
Humans will make mistakes, ma'am, but currently these are bloated programs. You have no-show employees that are angry that they're having to go back to work, that they've moved, and they're not.
No
even
one's
in the
disagreeing.
districts
There's
of where
bloat
their
and
original
waste.
Jobs were.
No one's disagreeing
Well,
with
then
that.
why are y'all not exposing it? Have y'all even talked about, hey, Mozambique, we sent them $10 million for circumcisions? I mean, goodness gracious, ma'am. Americans are paying
We've been covering at
of their
length
salaries.
where the money is going
No,
to.
you haven't. All y'all do is run down Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and you continuously do this, and that's why your ratings are in the tank, ma'am. All
right, Congressman Tim Burchett, we're going to leave it there. I do appreciate your time coming on and having this conversation. Thank you very much.
She started getting cooked and want to end the interview. It's really crazy what she just said, though. She doesn't know anything about the story of the luggage thief that dressed up as women, a biological man who pretended to be women. This is crazy to me. This is absolutely crazy. She should be embarrassed.
tired of the waste? You want me to fix
But
this?
they didn't vote to have Elon Musk rooting through their data.
Well,
But my point is something different. My point is ultimately, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Joe Biden or you're Donald Trump. If people don't feel like you have materially made their lives better, if people don't feel like you got inflation down or costs down, you will pay the price. And the people who pay the price are the Republicans who are up in the midterms.
It was funny that he said, yes, I'm going to cut government, I'm going to cut waste, I'm going to cut fraud, you know what else he said? He was going to cut prices. That hasn't happened. That's not something.
You want that in 4 weeks?
In 3 weeks he could fire 75,000 people. Right?
Do you think it is a legitimate political debating point for the previous administration to have overseen historic inflation over 4 years, and then you to come out and say, 4 weeks, I guess Trump's a failure.
He said on day one, I will lower your grocery prices, and he has not done it. And prices have gone up.
On your point, I agree with you that the ultimate measurement of him will be on whether people feel less economic anxiety. I disagree that he hasn't done anything. A lot of his executive orders were aimed at energy, which is, I think, the fastest thing he can do.
Although energy prices are going up.
Energy regulations. But really, what he does now over the next couple of months with the Congress, I mean, his real agenda will come in the reconciliation bill. Taxes, energy, immigration. I mean, the stuff he really ran on, that's where the real policy rubber hits the road. And he's going to have to get these guys in Congress to go along with him. And they're obviously, working on it right now. But if they cannot get that done, that will be a problem. But I think they'll get there.
You say that you're looking at widespread fraud in the IRS data. And you mentioned yesterday, and you mentioned again here, illegal immigrants who are getting child tax credits. Are you looking for that information in the IRS data?
Anytime a crime is committed, of course there should be an investigation. Is it your position that if somebody who is
Stephen,
here
are you looking for that
is stealing
information in the
taxpayer
IRS
dollars,
data?
the federal government will find every illegal alien who is stealing American taxpayer dollars. And that's what Americans expect to happen.
Will you find that in the IRS
I don't
data
even
and
fathom
share
the
that with
premise
law
of your
enforcement?
question.
It's a simple question. Will you find that information in the IRS data and share that with law enforcement?
If IRS investigators find illegal aliens stealing taxpayer money, of course they'll be referred to ICE. Of course they'll be referred to Homeland Security investigations. Of course it will be. Surely your position is not that we should let illegal aliens steal taxpayer dollars. Again, you want to talk about something to be upset about, that's it. What do you think? The millions of illegal aliens who've also stolen Social Security. Illegal aliens in mass have fake Social Security numbers. They have fake identities. Those are felonies. Why should there be an entire class in this country that is immunized from criminal prosecution and arrest for committing felonies? Felony theft of taxpayer information, felony theft of Social Security, felony theft of identity. These are all crimes. And yes, they will be investigated. Yes, they will be prosecuted. And yes, illegal aliens will be deported. And you know what happens when those deportations occur?
Just very quickly,
is that Americans will get jobs, Americans will get benefits, Americans will get houses.
Stephen, if they got a credit, a child tax credit, and they will be referred, you're saying, to ICE for that, and you would expect deported for that? Is that the position of the administration?
If it is found that a crime has been committed, they'll be referred. If it justifies a prosecution, they'll be prosecuted. If it justifies a deportation, they will be deported. This will be based on existing IRS protocols and procedures for criminal investigation and fraud.
All right,
the difference is that no one is given immunity anymore. No one is given permission to break the law anymore. Because this is not a country, this is not a sovereign territory. If illegal aliens can freely steal billions, with a B, billions of taxpayer dollars. And I would have to imagine that CNN, which is endlessly talked about the importance of democracy and the rule of law, would say that no class in this country should be above the law, least of all illegal aliens who've trespassed on our territory.
No, Stephen, I'm just asking, I wanted to get your position on some things. We're not taking a position here. We wanted to get some answers to some questions. There are so many questions that need to be answered.
It doesn't sound to me
Miller,
like you are, in fact, indifferent or unbiased on these questions, but thank you.
Stephen Miller, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Stephen Miller is 100% correct. And this is how you know. Because you have yet to see any of these so-called journalists bring on Democrats and try to get them to explain all of these unnecessary spending that has been going on. They want to bring up Stephen Miller, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Republicans, conservatives, and bring them on here to explain the process. They want them to go through, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you looking there? Who are you looking at? Why this? Why that? But they never brought on any Democrat to explain to us, why do you think it's a good idea that the American taxpayers should be spending all of this money on these projects? Can you explain? Can you go line item by line items and justify to us why we should be sending money to this place for condoms, to this place for gender studies, to that place for drag shows, to this place for their border security, to that, whatever, right? They need to explain that. But you have yet to see any so-called journalist bring on Democrats to do that. So that's how you know these people, they're not fair journalists at all. They're here to push what the Democrats want them to. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed the show for today. Hit the like button if you did. And if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.